and welcome to this small talk on how to prioritize your task. No matter which field you belong to, you may be a student, you may be a professional, you may be executive, you may be a housemaker, or whatever profession you may be belonging to. Everybody has a list of tasks that they have to perform on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, so that we move on in our lives and achieve certain things. We set goals and try to aspire and try to achieve them and gain some competency, gain some proficiency. We want to achieve certain things, maybe even in financial matters as well. Stephen Covey has given this one wonderful technique to prioritize things in his book titled as 7 Habits of Highly Effective People or Highly Successful People. And among those 7 habits, prioritizing your task is one of the very important things. And he has described this particular technique in the chapter titled as First Things First. So what Stephen Covey has done, he has categorized all the tasks at hand in 4 categories. Every task can be categorized into any of these 4 categories based upon the importance and based upon the urgency that the task has to be performed. So if you make a list of the tasks that you have to perform, you can have this 10, 15, 20 tasks at hand. But out of them, which one has to be prioritized to be done fast, to be done on the first priority basis, or what is not to be done. So there is a definite way of doing that, and I will be talking on that particular technique. Based upon his model, Stephen Covey has categorized all tasks into 4 categories based upon the importance and the urgency, as I said earlier. Those tasks which are, as you can see in this particular quadrant, the task can be categorized into type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. We'll talk each quadrant one by one, which type of work, task falls into which quadrant. We'll discuss then how much emphasis, how much prioritization we should do. We'll be talking on that. Say for example, type 1 task. This particular type of task is important and urgent. Important means it is important from some point of view. For example, it may be important for your well-being, or it may be important from your life values or life goals or your own professional goals. So if it is fitting into any of this category, then that particular task is important. Urgent means it has to be done right now at the earliest. It cannot be delayed. Now, which type of works fit into this kind of this quadrant? Into this quadrant, we can have events or tasks like if there is some health emergency, some health emergency related with you or your close ones. Somebody met with an accident, or there is a fire that has broken up, or there can be some non-health emergency as well in your office situation. Say for example, there is some letter that has to be addressed on top urgent basis. You have to reply it urgently. Or if you are in a sports situation, some certain things has to be done on urgent basis. Say for example, you are in cricket, you have to make those many runs urgently, or else there is chance of failure. So no matter which profession you are, there may be certain type of task that will fit into this type 1 work, that is urgent and important. Stephen Covey mentions that you should be, on an average, you should be spending some 10 to 20% of your time that is at your disposal throughout the day. If you plan your task and day properly, you will require lesser time for this. You have to allocate certain time in your timetable for such emergencies. they can come up anytime. Uh, these health or non-health related emergencies or urgent and important issues uh, can be further classified into two types, which are like avoidable, unavoidable, uh, plannable, unplannable, preventable, not preventable. What I mean to say is that certain things can be, you can plan your daily activities or your timetable in such a fashion that the tasks do not become urgent. If you do it early, then it will not become urgent. Alright, but if you don't take any action on those important tasks, they definitely are going to be urgent. Certain things are not avoidable or preventable. For example, there is a health emergency. Anybody can have a health issue, and not every time that is avoidable. Certain things in health related situations also can be avoidable. For example, if you do regular exercise, you take your medicines on time, you consult your doctor on time, you do meditation on all good life enhancing activity or promoting activities, there are less chances that you will land up in any health emergencies. But you may not control this activity in your relatives or your closed ones. So every time it may not be avoidable, but you can minimize that risk. So this was about type 1, which is urgent and important, and here it can be preventable, plannable or unpreventable, and you have to allocate certain time for this type of task in your day, and you have to keep some time at disposal. Any emergency can come up during the day. Then next quadrant is type 2 quadrant. Now this is a very crucial quadrant, and as you can see, this type 2 quadrant contains the tasks which are important but not urgent. Now what can be those tasks? Now here in this particular quadrant you should have tasks which are related with the well-being or your health improvisation, related with your health improvisation. Say for example, activities like doing exercise, meditation, yoga, or doing regular health checkups. So all health related, well-being related activity, or taking good care of yourself, doing your daily tasks related with your health and body and mind regularly. So that is one part, and second part belonging to this type 2 category is those tasks which are related with your life goals, life values, and it may be professional goals, financial goals, sports goal, or if you are a housemaker, then related with your whatever task at hand. So whatever is your goal, related with the goal, anything that fits into this category will be a type 2 kind of a work. So you have two kinds of work here. One is well-being related, and another is life goals or goals related. So these two kinds of work will fit into this category. What different types of activities will fit into it? Say for example, life goal related activities like you want to acquire certain skills and certain techniques, then you will like to attend some training or workshops. You will like to plan certain things for making certain things happen. You will like to may have some meetings in order to achieve some goals. So those do not seem to be urgent, but they are important, and they will lead step by step towards your higher goal. If you are a sports person, you would like to build up your inning stage by stage, or on the longer horizon, you would like to, if you want to be a very good batsman or have a wonderful career, you would like to then you would like to train yourself on certain things which are your weaknesses, and then all those things will add up to your goal. So all those things do not seem urgent, but they are important. So all things will fit into. For example, if you are a student, then having a daily study timetable which is feasible and which is feasible for your own situation, and then day by day you are going to do some activities, some discussions, some regular practice sessions, and all those things. They will all fit into this category, and that is type 2 category of work. Stephen Covey says that most of the time you should be spending on such activities. If you want to succeed in life, he suggests you should be spending maximum time of the day. Say for example, it depend 60 to 70% depending on your engagement and your situation. The more time you spend on this activity, there are high chances that you will be less stressed and you will land up in less emergencies. So it would be you would be in a control of the situation. So you should be spending the maximum time. And if you are not doing this thing, if you analyze your own timetable and if your timetable is having less time for this type 2 activities, then you definitely will be stressed and you will land up with a lot of emergencies and urgent kind of work. So you need to redesign that thing and place most of the time, place most of the work and tasks into this category type 2, which is related with the well-being related work, health and mind well-being, and the goal-directed activities. This was regarding type 2, and he, as Stephen Covey suggests, this is a very, very important, it should be an important part of your daily, weekly or yearly timetable. You should be spending a lot of time here. Then coming back to this third quadrant, as you can see, this third quadrant has activities which are urgent but not important. Now, what are those activities which are falling into this category? Now, these activities may be urgent and they are calling for immediate attention, but they are not related with your well-being, or they are not related with your goals, but they are a part of your functioning. Say for example, if you want to drop a letter somewhere, you want to draft a letter, or if you are a student, then if you need some books and this thing, you can take help of some family members or something like that. Now, these are not activities which they may be urgent activities, but they are not directly related with your goals and well-being. Now, what can you do about such activities? So, for everybody, like say student and businessman, sportsperson, housemaker, or a professional, these works will be different. So, you cannot categorize that these works are all these works are related type 1, type 2 and type 3. It depends on your profession and your own personal situation. So, to what thing to classify or to what thing to give importance is up to you and your profession. Now, what can be done about these type 3 activities? There are two major things that you can do, is to take help of the third party or people around you, maybe your subordinates or your family members or your friends. So you can take help, or if you are working in a team in a leadership position, you can do various things, like you can delegate those tasks to those subordinates, and depending on their expertise, you can motivate them, guide them, direct them to do certain things. And at times you have to do it yourself, part of it, like that. So you can then delegate or take help of the other individuals involved in and around you. And what else can be categorized into type 3? This is not suggested by Stephen Covey, but I suggest, as you take help from others, you can help others as well. You can be a type 3 help for others. Say for example, your family member, spouse requires your help. If you help them, allot some time to in your timetable for this activity, for helping others, it will definitely enhance your well-being, and it will definitely improve your relations with your subordinates, family members and people around you. So that will make to help others is definitely will add happiness to your life. So you should have some time for this activity. This is my point of view. So either you take the help or you help others. So this comprises type 3 activities, and maybe depending on your timetable and the structure and the position, you can spend some 20-30% time on such activities. So that was type 3. Now the fourth quadrant, which is the last quadrant, this quadrant contains tasks which are not urgent, not important. So what are these activities? These activities are primarily can be divided into two kinds, which are purposeless activity. Purposeless means they are not fitting into your life goals or life values, and there may be multiple goals you are having in your life or in your situation, but these particular activities are not fitting into any of them. So these are purposeless activities, or it can be unhealthy practices. Those unhealthy practices can be like addictions. Say for example, you are addicted to mobile, addicted to some television programs, or watching news, or reading too much of newspaper and all. They are not adding any value, but they are putting stress on you, and they are addicting. So you have to these are the you have to identify those activities which are purposeless, not fitting into your this thing, and or chit chatting, spending too much time on social media, all these things. If they go beyond a certain limited time, then it can. Those are the activities which are type 4 activities, and to an extent they may be good. I mean, if you allow them limited use of mobile, and chit chatting with your friend, having time with your friend, to an extent it is good, but beyond a point, beyond a time, that can be those can be time wasters. So you have to choose what is an appropriate time which will add value to your life, which will add happiness to your life, and which will enhance your well-being. So I'm not saying that these all activities are useless and you should not be doing it. Stephen Covey suggests you have to reduce all these activities up to 5 to 10%, minimize them to as low as 5 to 10%, so that you have the remaining time at your disposal for type 2 activities, which would actually form the core of your planning. So that is it. So in type 4 activities, these days primary time wasters are like this social media, the mobile and all these things. So we have to remember that these mobiles and all these gadgets or the screens are a tool and not an objective. What I meant to say that they are the tools to achieve certain things. Mobile can do a wonder in your life. It can help you plan things, it can help you get information, it can help you communicate with people. Lot many things can. I need not say what the importance of mobile. There are a lot of things that can be done with mobile. So you should use that as a tool, not vice versa. That device should not use you. It should not consume you and your time. It is not an objective. I mean, you should have that mobile or any such gadget as a tool to achieve certain things. It should not be an objective. It should not be end there. I got this mobile, this high-end mobile, and that's it. So that should not be the goal. It should be a tool to achieve the objectives. That is my point of view on this. So based upon this, you have to wisely utilize time, mobile time, and all those things. I'm not saying that all mobile usage is useless. You have to choose. You have to choose your time. You have to choose your program. You have to have breaks in between the mobiles and all. And it should balance your well-being. It should not hamper your well-being. This can be, and it can be a tool. Like people use it for various life enhancing activity like meditation, and lot many things. I mean, I need not say what can be done with mobile. So likewise. So type 4 activities are time wasters, they are purposeless activities, they can be unhealthy practices. So you have to reduce them to 5% so that you have time for other quadrants like type 2 quadrants. So this is all what Stephen Covey suggests. So this type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4 categorization is there. Now what to do? After knowing this thing, how to apply these principles to your life situation? My suggestion is that in whatever situation you are, you make a list of tasks that you usually have on a piece of paper. There may be some 15, 20, 25 tasks depending on you. It's you, or some of you may have only 10 tasks. List them, then categorize them to which they fit into whatever we just discussed, type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4, and then try to put all those activities in those quadrants or label them. And if you do this activity for some next 7, 8, 10, 15 days, then as a habit you will know that this activity is type 2 and I should be doing it more often. Then this is type 3 activity, I had to either delegate it or get some help, outside help for this. This is a type 1 activity, I need to do it right now. And this is type 4 activity, I should avoid it or I should not be doing it like that. So it becomes a practice, it becomes a second nature. Then thereafter you need not. Then you can only just on a piece of paper you can just write down your tasks, and then by looking at those tasks you know that these are which category, which type of fit into quadrant these tasks fit into. and that should streamline, and you should focus more on those type 2 quadrant, and day by day gradually you will observe yourself that you are achieving a lot many things, having less stress, and more happy. So that's all. Out of many good habits, this is one thing, and this is scientifically sound and good technique to analyze your day, plan your day, prioritize your task. That's all. Thank you for listening, and I wish you all the best for whatever you are doing in your life. Thank you.